I have all of the new My Player Builder news for NBA 2K26, and there is a ton to go over. I'm talking cap breakers, badges, archetype names, some 99 overall build examples, some new height options in the builder, and some interesting new things they added to the My Player Builder. So make sure to subscribe because there is a lot for me to break down in this video, and the first thing I'm going to mention in this video is going to be crazy. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Henry, aka 𝘸𝘪𝘭, back at it with yet another banger. And like I said, My Player Builder news is out, and I got all the info. I went over all of it, and I'm going to dissect all the information for you. Now, 2K released a courtside report with a big blog going over everything, and I'm going to show you guys all the detailed information and go over it with y'all. They also released this 4.5-minute video of 𝘧𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘵, who's the 2K developer for the My Player Builder, and 𝘪𝘰𝘯𝘭𝘺 going over some new features with the My Player Builder. And they also released a ton of screenshots of very key information that we're going to want to go over that have to do with the My Player Builder, takeovers, badges, all that good stuff. I'm going to start out with some crazy news. In the blog, there was a paragraph that was titled Height Balancing, and they say in this paragraph that 7'4" builds are going to be in NBA 2K26. So we're starting the video out with some pretty big news. Now, they also went on to say that every height is going to be really effective, and it's going to increase players and builds to have more variety and a lot of people to use different kind of builds. And if you've been playing 2K for a while, 2K20 and 2K19 were like that. So hopefully 2K26 is like that. Like, it sounds good, but we really don't know if this is actually true until we play the game, you know what I mean? So I'm not completely buying that every height is going to be effective just yet, but 7'4" builds is pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts on everything I talk about in the video in the comments below. I'm sure a lot of people are already saying, oh, well, 7-foot post scores could be crazy. Yeah, but I don't know. Post scores are just always OP. It seems like it doesn't matter what 2K you talk about. Post scores are always good. I am interested to see how viable and where 7'4" builds are going to be used in 2K26. Like, is it just going to be the ones, or are other modes going to have 7'4" builds that are actually going to be good? Because they're saying every height's going to be effective. So how effective is a 7'4" build on the 3s court or the 5s court? You know, like, I don't know how effective those are going to be, especially if they're super slow. And I'm not saying they should be fast, by the way, if that's what you got from that. Now, in this video they dropped before they really talked about the first thing, there was a couple interesting things. We saw this builder screen where the first archetype name we see is called an ISO sniper. Not only that, we saw some NBA builder templates. So NBA build templates are back. We saw a Steph Curry build with a 99.3, 88 layup, 86 speed, 90 ball handle. So this is a 6'1" build. This is what you could get away with in the builder right here. But of course, it's a Stephen Curry template. We all know the template builds aren't really that good, especially compared to like a custom build or even a creator build or even a pro tuned build. But I'm just going to go through some builds really quick. You see the Baron Davis 6'2" template build, the Kyrie Irving 6'1" template build, the 6'7" Magic Johnson template build, and the Damian Lillard 6'2" point guard template build. Let me know if any of those caught your eye. I don't know. I don't really care for NBA template builds, so I don't really care about that too much. Now, the first thing that they went over in this video is something called the animation glossary, and I'm just going to let the video play out of 𝘧𝘰𝘰𝘯𝘵 explaining really what this is.
Starting with the animation glossary, this brand new feature will list every animation with details, attributes, and height requirements. If you have a specific player you want to model your game after, like 𝘪𝘰𝘯𝘭𝘺 for example, use the search function to find who you're looking for, making it easy to see all the requirements you need to meet to equip their animations.
I love that there are a lot of options to choose from. Me personally, I'm a YouTube merchant when it comes to finding a good build.
Create Your Own Build will sift through dozens of NBA player comparisons before choosing the best animations associated with the suggested players and assign them as default animations for a more enjoyable and streamlined experience from the start.
This man 𝘕𝘁 really said he's a YouTube merchant. Like, bro, okay. Anyways, you could basically search up any move, any dunk package, drill move that you want, see the requirement in the builder, Now, a lot of people are going to like not really think about that too much, but that's actually really huge. You don't have to just go through and make the build or go test the build to see what animations you have. You could just see it while in the builder. So that's just a quality of life thing. Definitely a good improvement. Something we've honestly been asking for a while now. But there's a couple other things that note that we saw. There was an archetype that was called a two-way three-point slasher. Not only that, there's this whole new screen on the right side. You know, you see the shades of on the left. That's the same. But now you could see like your top badges at the top right, the top attributes with a letter grade given on what those attributes are. So an A dunk, an A3, an A perimeter defense. And then it even tells you your strengths and weaknesses. So for this build, it says it lacks any passing vision on the court. So it probably has low pass act, but it has a bunch of strengths like relentless downhill dunker. It's a small feature, but it's just something that's just like, why not have it there? Now they also have this screen where there's a quick test and a custom test after you create your My Player Builder. Now the quick test says that you could just get auto assign animations, and the custom test says that you could just have like any animations that you choose, and you can like just decide what overall you want to test your build at. Anyways, the next part in the video, they talked about how you can build a build by badges. So you can like flick over the right trigger to this section called build by badges, build a build based on badges you want. So you want Legend, Limitless, Rage. Okay, it's gonna throw it to that rating if you have enough overall to do that. But yeah, this is really what the builder screen looks like in 26. Honestly, right now it's looking like a math equation to me, but I'm sure this is gonna be easy to understand once we get our hands on the game. That's kind of how it always looks with a new builder screen. It kind of just looks different, so we're like, okay, like what is this? But I mean, it's really just, they just went from like vertical attributes to horizontal. Now it's listed horizontally instead of vertically, so it's not that crazy of a difference. And you can navigate through the takeovers you unlock, the badges you unlock, or you can build by badges, and then you could just manually upgrade any attributes in the middle of the screen right there with your overall on the top right. So pretty simple stuff here. Then they went over this thing called scouting report, where after you make your build, it basically tells you what your build's weaknesses, strengths are, best badges, the NBA comparisons for these builds as well. So I'm gonna let him yap about that as well.
Scouting reports display your best badges and attributes and coaches you on your strengths and weaknesses. For example, if you make a point guard with a low pass accuracy rating, the builder will flag this as an area of concern and potential detriment to your teammates.
This might be more in depth than the scouting reports I see during the season. This is pretty fire.
We also saw another interesting build name right there, but anyways, next they went on to badge perks. Now, honestly, he doesn't really give much extra info here, so I'm not going to even play the video, but look at this screen right here. Is this not insane? I'm seeing 2 max plus ones right there, which we had max plus ones in 2K25. Another max plus one in the bottom right. More max plus ones in the top right. Then we have 3 max plus 2s. So you're telling me I could get a gold badge from gold to legend? And yes, he did say earlier when we were watching the video, there's bronze to legend badges still. They also didn't mention any new badges or old badges being removed at all in this entire news that you're going to see. So I'm assuming we have the same exact badges, which honestly some people are going to be mad about. But at the end of the day, when they switch up badges, it's just like different names, bro. Like nothing actually really changes too much. I guess that could be kind of ass if you kind of wanted Green Machine or something like that. So that kind of sucks. But I'm not too mad at it because it seems like there's a lot of other changes that you're going to see later in the video that they kind of focus more on than just changing up the badge lineup. But they also have badge perks like this clutch gene thing. I'll let him talk about that because that's actually interesting.
Max plus ones are back, and now there are new max plus twos. They work just like they sound. Max plus ones push badges 1 tier beyond their max potential, and max plus twos take them 2 tiers higher. Takeover Surge, Hot Start, and Clutch Gene are perks that temporarily boost your badges up 1 tier in different game situations. They can even boost a badge beyond their max potential.
So the Hot Start and the Clutch Gene things, it seems like that's going to be like a seasonal change thing. So maybe Clutch Gene is season 1 and then Hot Start's like season 2. So we're not going to be able to have all those at once. It's going to be like a seasonal thing, it looks like, because it was in the bottom left. And usually those bottom left things are like a seasonal thing. But max plus 2s are in NBA 2K26. That is actually kind of crazy. They dropped a little paragraph about it as well. Let me know what y'all think about this. I feel like these builds are going to be way better than they were in 2K25. Like, you're telling me if I have a build that has gold posterizer and gold limitless range, which is in 2K25, that was what? A 93 dunk and a 92 or 90, 92, 94, 3, something like that, then I can get a both the legend. Like, I'll have legend posterizer and legend limitless. I don't know. That could be crazy. I feel like the more balanced builds are going to be the way to go when it comes to these max +1s and 2s, because it seems like those max +1s that were hidden in the top right are the ones hidden behind like the levels, but the other ones, I don't know. I don't know how we're going to get all these max +1s or 2s, but they seem like they are very attainable to have all at the same time, which could be crazy. There's also this new feature called build specialization. Now, I thought this was the most interesting feature that is new for the My Player Builder out of all the news. I'm going to let him talk about that so you guys can hear it for a more in-depth explanation.
New in 2K26, build specialization goals allow you to enhance your My Player's potential in a specific skill area. For each save, you can pick one of 5 areas to specialize in: finishing, shooting, playmaking, defense, or rebounding. Each area features 9 unique goals that test your abilities in that specialty. Your mastery will earn you rewards tailored to each skill area, including skill boosts, unique apparel and cosmetics, new archetype names, cap breakers for that skill area, and permanent max +1 and max +2 badge perks.
I feel like this is pretty cool, having challenges to unlock cap breakers and max +1s, but once again, this is like I was talking about earlier with the max +1s, this is going to be a way to get those max +1s and 2s that were on that list in that screenshot or video that we had just saw. At least I think, unless these are just extra ones. If these are extra ones, that's going to be crazy OP, but I think these are just how you unlock the ones that were on that screen originally. But yeah, one of the challenges is make 2,000 mid-ranges or make 2,000 3-point shots for a max +2 and a shooting arm sleeve. That's kind of gonna be crazy. Like 2,000 threes, that's gonna be a grind, but that's gonna be worth it. Like a max +2, that's gonna be definitely some challenges that are gonna encourage people to play the game, which is a good thing. I'm definitely going to be grinding these out for sure. These are going to make your build way better. There's even another challenge, make 1,000 mid-ranges or 1,000 threes for a shooting cap breaker. That's huge. Then there's this one challenge, win 100 games with 5 or more jump shots made in each win for a max +1 and a unique shooting archetype name. So you could unlock hidden archetype names in 2K26. That seems like the most interesting goal of them all. And these are just the shooting ones. Like there's defense, playmaking, finishing. Now they started scrolling at goal 5. I wonder, I'm guessing these goals are probably locked because you have to complete goal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to get to the next one. You know what I mean? So like I can't do goal 7 to get the unique shooting archetype name until goals 1 through 6 are complete. So that's probably how that's going to work, which is just how it should be as well. But I'm kind of interested to see what those other goals are like, and also if they ever add new goals. I don't know. I'm fine with just these goals being the whole year because these are really crazy rewards, but I wonder if these refresh every season, or maybe your goals reset every season. So what if I'm 500 out of 1,000 on one of the challenges and then the season changes, now I'm 0 out of 1,000? Like, there's a lot of questions there. I don't know. We'll see. You know, grinders are going to be rewarded in 2K26. That's for sure. Now, they talked about cap breakers. I already know this is going to confuse a lot of people, so I'm just going to let him try to explain this to y'all.
Cap breakers aren't just back in NBA 2K, they're evolving. In NBA 2K26, each cap breaker will still raise your highest rated and strongest attributes by 1 point, but if you choose to apply them to your lowest rated attributes, you will see larger boosts. For example, if your favorite My Player build is struggling in the rec because you left its free throw rating low, a cap breaker could raise your free throw rating by double digits and provide a significant improvement.
Cap breakers were a game changer in 2K25. I'm glad they're back in 2K26. My boys are going to be hype about that.
Yo, this man 𝘨𝘪𝘁 has no clue what he's talking. He's just reading off a script, bro. Like, this dude has no clue what's going on. Anyways, yeah, the cap breakers, I don't know. What do y'all think about this? I honestly think this is really interesting. But, for example, the driving dunk is a 25 right now. So if we use 5 cap breakers on that and use the and we'll get the +14, the +12, the +10, the +8, and the +7, that would make our driving dunk a +51 on top of the 25, giving us a 76 dunk for just 5 cap breakers when it was a 25. That's pretty crazy. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sweet spots in the builder where like maybe a 32 dunk is the way to go, because then the +5 cap breakers give you the 80 driving dunk for all the good animations or something. Now, I could see this being a real pain for a lot of us like try-hard players or try-hard build makers like myself, because I want to make the best build possible, right? But I don't know what these cap breakers are going to look like until I make the build and go into this screen. So I'm already seeing this being a huge issue for myself, where I'm going to make a build and then I'm going to go into this cap breaker screen, and maybe I wanted an 80, I was shooting for like an 89 dunk on my low dunk build that has like a 50, and it only gets like an 88 after these 5 cap breakers are set. Like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to hit the sweet spots, you want to get right on certain attributes to unlock certain things to maximize your build's potential, so you can, you know, spread the attributes the way you want to spread them. So that's going to be kind of annoying, having to make the build, check the cap breakers, then go back in the builder, you know what I mean? So that's one thing I don't like. I wish we could see this cap breaker screen in the builder, but I do like how these low rated stats do have more attributes towards them, because bro, let's be honest, no one was going +1 driving dunk when you had a 25 dunk for a cap breaker. Like, it just made no sense. Now it's like, okay, there's some decisions to be made. Then they talked about this rebirth thing. Now, I'm not even gonna play the video because he didn't really explain anything. He just said that silver, you unlock 90 overall. Then he said you could unlock gold, Hall of Fame, and legend rebirth now. So there's different levels for rebirth. And he said for gold, Hall of Fame, legend, you can unlock 95 overall to 99 overall on new saves, and eventually start at 99 with max badges once the attributes meet the requirements. So you're still gonna have to put VC into it, but we don't know how hard it is to get these rebirths. Well, actually, no, it says 95 for all of those. So I don't know what's the point of gold and Hall of Fame though. I don't know. That's kind of confusing. Like, because if I hit 95 overall, why would I ever, what's the purpose of gold and Hall of Fame if I unlock gold, Hall of Fame, and legend at 95? I don't know. It's kind of confusing. They didn't give a lot of information on the blog either. All we know is that there's silver to legend rebirth now. So that's definitely something to keep an eye out for. Now we're going to finish out the video by going over the blog and the screenshot still, because we just finished up with that video, all the information in that video. This is a screenshot of the animation glossary of someone just searching up some names. So he's trying to search up Tyrese Maxey or Tyrese Halliburton, one of the two, and he's starting to find out like, oh, okay, this crossover behind the back, he's trying to look for a certain animation. So that's cool that that's in the builder now. Then they have the screenshot of the build by badges. So once again, this confirms bronze to legend badges. That's Shifty Shooter right there. And then we see this, our first custom template build screenshot. Now don't freak out, this is not a final build. I already know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh my god, this is a 99 overall build, 2K2. No, bro. This is like the potential screen. So you don't actually get all these attributes. These are just like what you could max out on, just like the potential screen in 2K25. So you could get Legend Dimer. You could get a 99 perimeter if you're 6'3", 198 and a 6'6" wingspan. Also, it shows your potential body types on the screen, so you can flick through that with, I guess, the right stick and see what body types you unlock with your position, height, weight, and wingspan, which is definitely a good feature, because in the past you had to make the build, complete it, and then load up, see which ones you had, and then go back in if you didn't like them. So that is good. But once again, the badges look exactly the same. I don't think they changed any badges. Look at it. I mean, I see Ankle Assassin, Bailout, Challenger, Deadeye, Glove, Handles for Days, Interceptor, Pig Dodger. All of these badges I know. Post Up Poet, Strong Handle, Shifty Shooter, Set Shot Specialist, Posterizer, Lightning Launch. I don't think they changed a single badge, and if that's true, which it's looking like it's true, I mean, this is true. That's the first time they've ever done that in 2K history, where a 2K has the exact same badge layout. And honestly, I don't know, some of y'all might complain about that. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the times it's like they're just changing shit to change shit. Like when they made Limitless Range Extender, like, dude, it's the same badge, they just gave it a different name. Like, sometimes it was pointless, but I kind of wish they did add like Green Machine back. Here was another screenshot of the scouting report thing. So we got a two-way three-point slasher showing the strengths, the weaknesses. Y'all can take a look, pause if needed, take a look at that. This is another screenshot they gave us with the max +1. So yeah, it seems like the max +1 in the top right is probably locked behind levels or maybe rep. I don't know why that just has a 2K26 screen. Maybe that's top 10. That actually might be top 10. I don't know what that is, but these other ones are locked too. Maybe, I don't know, the middle bottom one is like locked behind some challenges, and then the top left and top and middle right ones were unlocked through levels. I don't know. This is interesting though. There should be interesting to see how we can unlock all these max +1s and max +2s. And then that clutch gene badge thing is like, if it's late game, these badges are going to be upped. More useful than the ones they used to have. It used to just be for badge progression. Now it's actually used for in-game stuff. So that is an improvement. Now here's the takeover screen. You can get custom takeovers. First of all, they still have the level 1 to 5 thing, which I honestly like. I like that in 2K25. Now, I didn't like a lot of things in 2K25, but I did like that. And then look at it. You can eventually unlock a custom takeover. So it has like the attribute, and you could like pick what attributes are being boosted, and then you could choose your takeover ability. Now, right now, it looks like he doesn't have a lot unlocked, but eventually I'm sure you can you'll have a bunch unlocked, and you can choose and pick and choose which ones you want to make your own custom takeover, which is fire. I've been asking for custom takeovers for like 3 years. So this is a huge W, bro. And then this is a screenshot of the build specialization that we went over earlier. So yeah, to even unlock these challenges, you need to have certain ratings. So if you want the shooting, you need a 60 mid-range or a 63. So this is interesting. Like, honestly, this is really key. If I'm making a build in 2K26, I want all of these attributes to be at least a 60. I'm not even kidding, bro. Unless it says or. Like, because I want to have all the advantages possible. Like, my build's gonna have at least a 60 layup and at least a 60 dunk, okay? And he's gonna have at least a 60 mid-range and at least a 60 3-pointer, and he's gonna have at least a 60 ball handle and at least a 60 perimeter and a 60 steal, and he's gonna have at least a 60 something rebound. I feel like if you don't have one of these, you're missing out big time. You're missing out on extra cap breakers, you're missing out on extra max +1s, you're missing out on archetype names, you're missing out big time. So I think meeting these thresholds, all 5 of these, is key if you want to make an all-around build. And I definitely want to make a good all-around ISO build to start 2K26. So that's something I'm gonna make note of. I'm gonna write that down and make sure we get these stats for this first build. And this was the cap breaker screenshot we looked at earlier. You can take a look at that, take a screenshot if needed, and then here is the rebirth screenshot as well. Now to finish off the video, we're gonna go over the glossary. I'm gonna put on the screen the text. You guys can pause, read at any time. This is their paragraph about the animation glossary. We went over that earlier, so I'm not really gonna go too much more in depth on that. The build by badges paragraph, once again, same thing for that. If you want to pause and read, feel free. The body types, once again, we went over that too. That was on the builder screen where you could flick the right stick to see which body type preview you have. Now, this is them talking about build templates. So yes, there's still going to be NBA templates. We went over that. We showed a couple of them. There's going to be community templates starting in season 2. There's still going to have the pro tune templates as well. You can read over all that if you'd like to. The scouting report, we went over that. Height balancing, yeah, 7-4 builds big in the game, crazy. Badges, takeovers, and cap breakers, we went over that. Here's the badge perks paragraph with the +1, takeover, surge, hot start, and clutch gene. Honestly, I like hot start the best. Like hot start, I don't know what season we're gonna get hot start or how I'm gonna be able to get hot start, but I like that one the best. I really want to take advantage of hot start. If I could use that over the other ones somehow, or maybe they're locked behind seasons, I don't know. I like the hot start one the best. Let me know which one you guys like the best. Badge accelerators. So basically they just talked about how you can complete drills to get through badges faster. Now takeover progression. This is an important paragraph because we did show the screenshot of the custom takeover thing, but you don't just get custom takeover. Like, you have to unlock the takeover. They said there's 40 takeover related rewards, which is crazy. So once again, we said earlier in the video, grinders are going to be rewarded. Grinders are going to be rewarded, which I like. Now, one thing I will say, I hated unlocking takeovers in 2K25. So it better not be anything like that, which I don't think it is, the 25 games per takeover ability. So they said there's 44 takeovers, 11 takeover abilities. And look at it, says all levels of new takeovers are instantly available to you. You not need to be unlocked. So thank God that is a thing, because I hated grinding for takeovers in 2K25. So once you unlock a takeover ability, like the levels are like they're done. Like, you don't need to actually play the 25 games thing. Like, that's gone, thank God. There's also takeover presets, which allow you to change takeovers you have equipped between games without exiting the micro menu, just another quality of life improvement. And then custom takeovers. I want to know how we unlock custom takeovers, because it doesn't say that here, but that's obviously going to be the hardest thing to unlock here. Maybe that's behind rep, I'm assuming. That could probably be what it is, but I definitely want that custom takeover. And it even confirmed that the takeovers only need to be unlocked once and the progress is shared across saves. So that basically means if you unlock a certain takeover on your center build, all your other builds have it unlocked as well. So as long as it meets the requirements to have that takeover, I'm guessing. Here they talk about the build specialist thing. We went over this. Like I said, bro, my build is going to have all those attributes needed to get all those extra max plus ones and cap breakers. That is a must for my first build in 2K26. I'm gonna tell you that much. The cap breakers paragraph was titled more impactful cap breakers, and they mentioned that the cap breakers are gonna be through quests, season rewards, and reps. So I'm sure level 40 is gonna have cap breakers, rep is gonna have like different spurts of cap breakers being given out, and then also those quests like the build specialization thing. So that's gonna be crazy. I mean, my builds ended up getting like what, 24 cap breakers at the end of the year. Dude, in 2K26, I might have a build with like 40 cap breakers. I mean, genuinely, it might get crazy out here. Like, who knows how many cap breakers they're giving out, but these builds are about to be insane. We're about to have some superstar ass builds. Like, hey, they said every height is gonna be effective, so we really about to see. I guess maybe every build is gonna be a superstar. I don't know how I feel about that. All I'm gonna say is the builders gotta go align with the gameplay. That's the biggest thing, because some 2Ks, the builder doesn't align with the gameplay, and then the game just doesn't, it's just not as good. So hopefully that ends up working correctly. Then they talked about rebirth a little more. Here's the paragraph on that. But anyways, let me know your thoughts, what you think about this news for NBA 2K26 on the My Player Builder. I want your honest thoughts in the comments. Honestly, I don't know. Like, I was kind of a little half negative, half positive in the gameplay feedback thing, but this builder thing, there's not a lot of negative things that come to mind besides like the cap breaker thing being annoying, to having to go back and see what, you know, your cap breakers are looking like. Besides that and a couple other worries, bro, this was a lot of positive things. Hopefully every height is actually effective though, because they said that. Is that actually going to be true? Hopefully it is. But anyways, it's been your boy Henry, aka Double H, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.